Hello everyone, good morning or good evening. This is Nukin, of course, and welcome back to the channel, and it's good to have you back. Also, if you're new here, you should probably pause this video right now and hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? I make awesome content all the time. Today, we're going to be doing the Contraband cargo ship event. This is going to be a minimalist guide, so if you want to get that juicy loot on the deadly tier, then this is the video that you're looking for, and probably the only video that you need to watch on this event. There's several tiers here: easy, moderate, and tough. And then you go on to the deadly tier. You actually have to complete the tough tier first to get the deadly tier unlocked. Now, keep in mind that this is kind of like the credit heist and the training droid smuggling event. This was posted on the forums earlier today. You guys need to try to complete the highest tier that you can possibly complete first, because you only have 2 attempts every time this event comes around. So make sure that you're striving for the moon, or what's the phrase, the farthest goal. I don't know, it's late here. Go for the hardest tier that you can do. Okay, so now let's talk about the lineup. So first off, we're going to go ahead and use some of these new faction cargo ships. And actually, I'm sort of hesitant to actually call it a faction. It's more of just a tag to participate in this event, because on paper, none of these ships actually really have any sort of synergy with one another. They do work sort of well together, but really the only on paper synergy between any of these ships is the Ghost and the Phantom, which are sort of like the Wedge and Biggs of ships. They have their own sort of duo synergy, bromance going on, or whatever you want to call that. But other than that, none of these ships actually have any on paper synergy. Now, this is the tough tier. You have to complete this first, remember, before we do the deadly tier. And I just kind of threw in all my ships. I only have 4 of the ships, and they're actually not even super buffed up. We'll take a look at the fleet power. That is, I think, the minimum required that you're going to need to do the deadly tier. Now, if you're actually struggling on this tier and you've tried this tier like 10 times or something like that, or you're going into the double digits, then you're probably not ready for this event the first time around. You need to probably go and do the easy tier or the moderate tier, and then the next time this event comes back, which it should be a returning event, then go for the tough and deadly tier. Now, let's take a look at what I used here. So this is my lineup. So I'm using 3 ships in the starting lineup. So I'm using Ghost and Phantom and the old school Millennium Falcon. I'm also using Slave 1 as my first and only reinforcement. Now, I do have a Gear 12 Boba Fett, and I did upgrade the reinforcement capability of the ship to level 3. It was actually the first ship that I used my precious reinforcement mats on, and I definitely don't regret it. It's great. So if you want to actually have some more consistent results and have an easier time, then consider doing that. Everything else is really not super spectacular at all. It's a 256k fleet power fleet, and it's not really going to actually do anything crazy outside of this game mode. I was using the Executrix as well. I definitely want to recommend using this capital ship, but you can probably also use the Chimera and the Home 1. Now, if we're talking about bare minimum, I want to highlight my Admiral patron Cinco. Actually, this is his fleet. He used the same exact lineup that I used, and it was 240k fleet power, so 15k fleet power less than even the one that I did, and you could probably even go lower than this just a tad. So, you know, the lowest bench might be around the low 200k mark. So good luck out there trying to complete this event. Definitely recommend running this lineup. If you have the young Lando's Millennium Falcon, be sure to throw it in there as well. It'll just make the event even easier. So now we're going to go ahead and actually do the deadly tier for the first time. Let's take a look at what we can do here. So we did the tough tier. Now this is the deadly tier. So we have the TIE Reaper, an Imperial TIE Fighter, and the TIE Advance. So I think that we're going to want to start off with our expose AoE attack, and we want to try and land some expose. Okay, so we did not land any exposes here, so this might be actually a signal for you guys out there, if you didn't even land any exposes, you should probably just go ahead and restart the deadly tier until you can land some exposes, at least 1 or 2 on the ship that you want to try to quickly burst down. So that's going to be a tip for you guys. So we're going to just keep playing this to see how it rolls out. It seems like the first reinforcement is going to be another Imperial TIE fighter, so there's now 2 on the field, and we're facing off against an enemy executrix, so it's a executrix on executrix battle. Blah, can't talk right now, it's late. So it's kind of close here, but I think we might be able to pull it off. We either want to do a basic, yeah, and then do a big AoE attack with Boba Fett 4. Okay, we took out TIE Advance, did some heavy damage on the Imperial TIE fighter. We might be able to pull us off on the first try. If you guys won on the first try, then you guys are definitely probably going to be on the lucky side, because this seems pretty close, and this is not a very strong fleet. Okay, just down to the TIE Reaper, and can we do it? Oh no, another Imperial TIE fighter. This might actually be bad. I don't think we have enough damage to kill that Imperial TIE fighter, and hopefully we don't get the ultimate on the enemy side on us, because that'll definitely probably wipe us out. If you're just down to just 2 or 3 ships out there, that'll probably one-shot everything on the field. So we definitely need to take out these enemy ships before the enemy Tarkin actually does the big pew pew Imperial TIE fighter ultimate, because our fleet is going to get destroyed by that. The ghost is dangling by a thread already as it is. We needed to land an expose on that Imperial TIE fighter, and not sure if we have enough damage output to take out that last ship. Oh no, the ultimate, don't die. Oh, Millennium Falcon wins basic. Oh, so close. Look at that. Oh man, the expose would have definitely been enough damage to take out that last ship. All right, so very close attempt there. We're gonna go for another round here. This is going to be, I think, my 2nd or 3rd try, and I think this one is the victory. Now again, this is the deadly tier. Now let's go for some damage output expose from this AoE. We need some exposes. We got 2. All right, so now we're gonna go for one of the targets with expose. So I think we'll either go for the TIE Reaper or the Imperial TIE fighter. Let's go for the Imperial TIE fighter. Let's pop the other expose before it gets dispelled or expires over time. So we're gonna pop that. And now let's call in our first and only reinforcement. Make sure that you actually go ahead and use the AoE when it's proper. Basically, you want to have everyone target locked, and then you can use the AoE from Slave 1. So I went ahead and just did some basics with Slave 1. So we have 2 target locked enemies right now. And now we're just going to actually need to target lock 1 more, and then we can basically do a big 4-man AoE attack. So here we go. Let's do some burst damage and weaken this guy. Let's do some AoE. Now you do more damage basically with the Executrix the more enemies out there that have debuffs. So I'm doing big AoE damage with the old school Millennium Falcon and also Slave 1. So right now there's 3 target locked enemies, and now we can actually select the TIE Reaper and hit all 4. So here we go. Offense up, big AoE attack. Boom! 60k on all of those guys. That was beautiful. Finish up the job with some basics, and boom, we did it. Minimalist basically dominated Contraband cargo event. Boom, boom, boom. 20 reinforcement material mats, 4 ship omegas, 20 prestige. Those are some sweet rewards. Very happy that I was able to do this with that fleet. And now basically you can actually go ahead and you're done for the day because you've done 2 tries. So next time I'll be able to actually do the deadly tier twice instead of just once, because I was required to do the tough tier first. So let's wrap up the video taking a look at the specific stats on my ships if you're curious. So here we go. So Phantom 2 is going to be my first ship here. I have a gear 10 Chopper, gear 12 Ezra, gear 11 Sabine. None of the ship Omegas on this ship. Same thing for the Millennium Falcon, gear 12 Ray, gear 11 Finn, and then here's my Boba Fett that I talked about. So I do have one basic ability ship Omega, nothing else. I talked about having the reinforcement ability upgraded. I think you can still do this without a fully upgraded reinforcement ability on Slave 1, but it definitely helps. And then of course we have the Ghost as well. I have some gear 10 and gear 11 Phoenix Rebel Scum there. Well, that's it guys. Hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below how you did in this event, and if you liked this video and if it was helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with all your guildmates, and I'll see you guys all later. Cheers.